What makes a show truly important for teenagers? Is it the drama, the characters, or the way it makes you feel seen? Let's break down the shows that got it right. Nobody gives you a manual for being a teenager. Nobody gives you a manual for being an adult either. However, being a teen seems particularly difficult. There's no guide for heartbreak, for pressure, for figuring out who you are. But sometimes there are stories. Stories that don't just entertain you, they teach you. And these shows we're about to go through, they might just be the closest thing you get to understanding life before it truly hits you. Welcome to Popcorn Programming, and today we're looking at 7 shows that do more than just tell a story. They show teenagers what their actions mean, how their choices matter, and what it really takes to grow up. Pop pop! Reason number 1 is 13 Reasons Why, in particular the first season. Let's start with one of the most controversial on the list, which is 13 Reasons Why. This show does not hold your hand. What it does instead is it forces you to confront a difficult truth, which is that even the smallest actions can have the gigantic of consequences. Whether it be a comment, a rumour, or a moment where you choose to say nothing, it all adds up and can have tragic consequences. It teaches us to take a minute to think about our actions, because what you do and what you don't do matter a lot more than you think. Show number 2 is Euphoria. Some people do not face their problems, instead they simply choose to escape them. Euphoria shows what happens when that escape becomes your reality. Addiction, identity, the need to feel something, anything. It looks beautiful on the surface, but underneath, it's falling apart. This show teaches the importance of trying to face your problems instead of just running, because running from your problems doesn't actually solve them. All running does is just delay the consequences. So face your problems and you might be able to solve them. Or at least understand the problem a bit better to be able to solve it. Show number 3 is Sex Education. Most teenage problems don't actually come from bad intentions. Instead they often come from not saying what needs to be said. Sex education is chaotic, awkward, sometimes hilarious, but at its core, it's about communication. It shows the importance of saying the things you are too scared to say, and also shows the damage that silence can cause. It also shows the importance of saying the truth, because whilst honesty isn't always easy, but honesty is always necessary. As they say, honesty is the best policy. Reason number 4 is atypical. Everybody sees the world differently. Atypical reminds us of that in the simplest way possible. Through Sam's eyes, we see how overwhelming the world can be and how often people fail to understand what they don't actually experience. This show helps highlight the importance of trying to see the other person's side, because empathy isn't an automatic response. Instead, it's something you can choose to demonstrate, and if you do choose to demonstrate empathy, good things will usually follow. Show number 5 is Skins. For a lot of teenagers, life feels like pure, unadulterated chaos. Going through puberty, making choices on your future, trying to manage new emotions and feelings, it is very tough. Skins does not hide that fact. In fact, it totally embraces it. Whether it be the parties, the mistakes that they make, or the moments that feel small at the time but do not stay small for long, Skins shows the importance of considering the long-term effects of the actions you take, because what might feel like just one night can shape everything that follows. Show number 6 is Never Have I Ever. Growing up doesn't mean you get everything right. Sometimes it means getting everything wrong, but most important thing is that you learn from it. Throughout the TV show Never Have I Ever, Debbie is very messy, impulsive and emotional, but this makes her very real. What Never Have I Ever can teach you is that you don't have to be perfect to grow, you just have to be willing to learn, which is something I feel that schools forget, but if you can remember, then you will generally be happier and enjoy your life more. And show number 7 is My Mad Fat Diary. The biggest battles teenagers often face are often the ones that no one else can see. Whether it be questioning your self-worth, facing anxiety, sometimes you might feel that anxiety is crippling you, or the voice in your head that is constantly telling you you are not enough and you'll never amount to anything, which I just want to say it is lying to you, that you are enough. And when you believe all of that, it changes how you treat everyone around you. What My Mad Fat Diary does is teaches you the importance of your internal beliefs and the way you picture yourself, because how you see yourself shapes everything else around you and everyone else you interact with. So if you can be positive to yourself, you'll generally spread positivity in the world. As I've said a couple of times throughout, being a teenager is extremely confusing. You're trying to figure out who you are and where you belong in the world, whilst the world is still moving ahead and moving quicker than it seemed to, and you don't feel like you necessarily belong in that world. But these shows might be able to give you something, whether it be a warning, a lesson, or a fresh perspective. They can remind you that your actions matter, your words matter, the way you treat people matter, and most importantly, that you matter. In the end, growing up isn't about being perfect. It's about understanding that everything you do has an impact. So that's all for today's video. So what do you think? What show taught you the most about growing up? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear it. If you've enjoyed this video, then be sure to give it a thumbs up and click the subscribe button if you are new around here. That's all for now, so I'd like to thank you for watching, and we'll see you later. Pop pop!